What's up, everybody? Welcome to BioWest 3 Raw TV. Well, today is Friday, the 17th, I think, 16th. I don't even know what day it is anymore, what the date is. It's definitely Friday, though. I know it's Friday. And this is going to be a very different video. So, when this whole lockdown thing first started going on, I actually felt very kind of like okay with things. I felt kind of very upbeat about it because I felt like, you know, we're all going through it together, and this is kind of like, to me, it's an interesting situation to be in because we're all going through it together. It's not just like me or you or somebody else. It was all together. And then, you know, social media was full of people still talking about, well, this is crazy, this is going on, but people really still had their wits about them and stuff. Well, I'd say in the last week, specifically, things have changed dramatically online. Facebook is a fucking cesspool. Instagram, I don't know what the fuck Instagram is like fantasy land. Like, people are putting up these posts, and I'm like, I'd really like to know what they really truly think and what their lives are really like, as opposed to the bullshit that they Photoshop and take pictures of themselves before and try to keep motivating and put up sales for fucking products, and they're trying to, I'm just like, you guys don't even have a fucking clue that the entire world is shut down, but you're acting like it's fucking, everything is normal. It's not normal. Like, how the fuck can you be that's so sociopathic about it and not care about anything or anybody else going on in the world? Just worrying about your fucking products you're selling or how your image is, or I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, you really see who people really are now, right? The ones that are out there trying to act like nothing's going on are the same ones that have the always positivity going on, no negativity. They always have a bank account full of money. They always have the hot cars, the big houses. They're full of shit, right? Nobody's fucking happy all the time. Nobody's bank account is fucking always fucking up there, right? Nobody always has the fucking hottest new car and shit like that. It's all bullshit. It's fucking made for us to believe this avatar that is not real. Now, that's Instagram. Facebook, I actually disconnected myself from social media yesterday for a while. Facebook has become the biggest fucking cesspool I've ever seen in my fucking entire life. Like, I need to hold myself accountable also with this. I need to make that very clear too. So I think that at this point, people are really starting to fucking lose it. Like, the lockdown is really starting to make people lose their fucking minds. Not only are they becoming negative, but they're projecting their anger and stuff on other people. They want to argue and fight right now. I think the hostility and the aggravation, they need it to come out. They need to release somehow. And they're not gonna, maybe they're fighting with their husbands and wives already and their kids, and fucking, that's going as far as they can take it, right? So they go online because they can actually take things even further and say things to people online and put out things that normally they would never say to somebody in their face, or normally they wouldn't say to someone they cared about, because they're disconnected from the real world. So there are people that I've known for, some of them almost my whole life. I mean, decades, some of them since high school. And the things that I'm seeing that they're saying, like, they're arguing with each other, they're making nasty comments and shit, they're being shitty to each other, they're putting up a lot more hate and arguments and negativity than anything else. And everybody's fighting. They're fighting about Trump. They're fighting about the coronavirus. They're fighting whether it's real or not. They're fighting whether hydrochloroquine works or not. They're fighting they're arguing. They're constantly arguing, trying to put out this information. Listen, there's information on both sides of everything. There's information that says Trump is awesome, Trump sucks. Fucking hydrochloroquine works, hydrochloroquine sucks. We should be out of lockdown, we should stay in lockdown. Like, there's both sides with tons of fucking information and everything in between if you want to fucking argue. Why the fuck would you do that? Now, I got to put myself in this category too, because I found myself not arguing, but trying to state facts that I knew were true with people that I knew that I care about, that I've cared about my entire life, and causing friction between them because I'm trying to put out facts that I know are facts and have been confirmed as facts, and people want to argue back. And I'm like, normally this would never happen. If this wasn't a quarantine lockdown situation, we would all be fine. We would not be arguing about this shit at all. We wouldn't even care. Matter of fact, we probably wouldn't even mention the things that we're mentioning now, as far as like who likes Trump, who hates him, you're either with him or against. We wouldn't even be mentioning that shit. Most people just keep their mouth shut because they don't want to deal with the drama. But now we're locked inside the house. We can't leave. TV only does so much, right? So everybody's going to online, right? And Facebook is a place where people normally go and they interact with their friends and family, and they have positive interactions, right? They're happy about it. That's why they're still on Facebook. That's why they still use it. Well, now they're fighting, and there's a lot of hard feelings. There are people unfriending people and blocking people due to things that they say. These are things that they would put on Facebook they normally wouldn't put up there. And again, myself included. Now, I also know that sometimes you put things up when you post it, it doesn't sound right. Like me, myself, you guys know me, I'm a video guy. Like I can get my point across, I can talk with a tone, I can tell a story, stuff like that with a video. You have me type it, I come off like a real asshole, right? I really do. Like I read them, I think sometimes, and I read it one way and somebody else takes it a completely another way, and I'm like, I had no idea that could be taken like that whatsoever, right? So I had a friend of mine, a very close friend of mine. I mean, he's so close to me. He's probably one of the closest people in my entire life. Hit me up last night because he's very upset about something I posted on Facebook, and nothing like that's ever happened, right? Him and I have never had even a discussion or anything like that. And he was upset because I put up something about vaccines and why, if you have kids that are vaccinated and there are kids that are not vaccinated at school, why do you care if your vaccinated kids go to school with those kids? If they're already vaccinated, they can't catch anything. Now, I put in there legit question. I wrote legit question and asked that because I don't have kids, I don't know. And I don't really understand vaccines, I don't know. So I was like, let me ask a question because it's something I'm wondering. And I get all these people here that I know with kids, 5,000 people on my Facebook, somebody's going to have an explanation that would make sense. And they did. You know, people explained to me like, look, if you have somebody who has immune compromised at home and you send your kid who's vaccinated to school with somebody who's not vaccinated, they bring something home on them and that person catches it, it could kill them at home. I said, oh shit, I never thought about that. Why? Because I don't have somebody in my life that's immune compromised. Well, my friend actually does, his wife. So he was like, you know, the information you're putting out, it could be very misleading and irresponsible. And I was like, what are you talking about? So I looked at it, and what I hadn't noticed was I looked at it and I walked away. When I came back, there was a bunch of anti-vaxxers that jumped on there and started the whole bullshit arguing with people. And they started arguing amongst themselves. That was not what it was about. I put a post up to see if somebody would actually answer me and, you know, give me a legit answer, or just everybody would be like, I don't know. You know what I mean? I thought maybe other people think like I do. Maybe other people have that question. They might want it answered too. It'd be a good question to bring up. It was nothing to talk against vaccines, to say for them. It was nothing like that. It was just, I had a question. And I realized, I was like, holy shit. I'm like, look at these people fighting. Like, what are you guys fighting about? Those of you that don't want to vaccinate, don't. Those of you that do. Why are you arguing? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, you have your own choice. You're free to do whatever you want with you and your kids. Why are you arguing, trying to get other people not to vaccinate if they choose to? And if you are vaccinating your kids, why are you trying to get people to vaccinate? Like, that's, overall, it's none of anybody's business. Mine was just a question to the people that have kids that are worried about the vaccinations at school and stuff like that. So I actually had to put up a disclaimer, because of course I don't want my friend to be upset at me. Why would I want that? He's like he literally is like a brother to me. He's not even a friend, he's family, right? And his wife, I mean, I can't say I love his wife as much as he does, but I mean, his wife is like my sister. So, you know, and why would I want them to be upset? You know, I just didn't have somebody in my life that was immune compromised like that. It didn't make any sense to me because I don't live through that. And that's the thing is, social media before the last couple of weeks, you could ask questions and people would answer you and you could interact. And now it's getting to the point where I think people have gone cabin fever. They're going cabin crazy. Like I had an individual outside the house last week, this woman, we're going ape shit with somebody like her father holding her and like pulling her back. Like we had the police come and stuff, and it turned out that like her brother said she's got mental problems and she's been on lockdown for a month. She's losing her shit with the coronavirus, like just from being locked up and not being able to go anywhere. And the police said, well, we can't do anything with her because we have so many calls for people losing their fucking shit because of the lockdown. We'd fill up hospitals left and right. We can't do that. We need to send them on their way and hope for the best. And I was like, holy fuck. So that's where we're at. People are starting to get so fucking crazy. And again, myself included, any of my friends out there that I've known for eons, decades, my whole life, the things that I'm putting up there are not to start fights, incite arguments. I also know that maybe I'm posting more than I normally do on Instagram on Facebook, because that's what I have to do right now, right? I try to keep myself busy doing stuff. I film these videos. I do my work with my clients online, and, you know, I still pack up the GIFT stuff and ship it. Like we're still selling products, but I have more time to look at these things and question these things, you know, and ask questions and interact. And I've seen a lot of people, like people that normally would never give me shit, giving me shit. You know, people that normally you could say something to them and be like, oh, Jerry, knock it off. Getting pissed and arguing and like, you're just like, what the fuck? Like people trying to prove each other wrong. And I'm like, why are we doing this? Like, what difference does it fucking make if I ask a question, if I believe something? Like, those are my beliefs. Why the fuck do you guys, all of a sudden, you guys have known me for decades. All of a sudden, you guys want to tell me that however I think and the way I'm living my life, I shouldn't, and I'm a fucking bad person, and I'm stupid, and all these things. Like, all in the last week. Because we're all starting to fucking crack up. We're all starting to fucking lose. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Nobody at this point is like, oh, we're doing well, man. It's not a big deal. It's fucking, you know, it's like a vacation. It's not. You know, people are stressed the fuck out. You know, it's to the point now where if people actually got out into the public, I don't even know if they know how to interact with each other right now because you're scared of catching viruses, right? Now you have hard feelings between people that, oh, so-and-so said this, so-and-so said that, I don't fucking like him anymore. And I'm watching this going, fuck, like, right now I figured, well, 2 weeks ago, I really thought that when this thing was over, we're all going to pour out of our houses. We're going to talk to our neighbors. We're going to have barbecues. We're going to hug each other. We're going to shake hands. We're going to laugh. We're going to be just so happy to have our freedoms back and have our lives back that it's going to be a new fucking world. Like, it is going to be a new world, guys. Don't get me wrong. It's different already, and it's going to be different when this is over. But I was like, everybody's going to be so positive just to see each other, just to be happy and have their lives back. Excuse me. And now I'm seeing friendships and relationships broken apart because one person believes this, one person believes that, and it's all coming from the same place. We have mainstream media that is basically flooding everybody from both directions. Pluses and minuses, this is good, that's bad, and it's the same topics, but there's so many different opinions, so many lies, so much fake news, so much real news. It's all swirling around and nobody knows what to listen to. So they take this, they take that, they take this, and they create something new, and they're arguing about it without facts. And I'm like, first of all, why are we arguing to begin with? We should just be sitting home going, hey, you know, whatever the fuck is going on out there news-wise, they're fucking crazy, guys. Like, let's be real. Many times, all the news organizations, not just one in particular, will put a story out to try to be the ones that get it out first, and it'll be wrong, and they don't even retract it. They just move on to the next thing. Meanwhile, you're holding on to what they said that was proven fake and arguing with someone else who you really care about because you feel like you're right. You don't want them to look stupid or you want them to be an idiot and push fake news when you're the one pushing fake news. Then your friend is mad at you. Now you don't even have a friendship anymore. There's hard feelings and people are walking away from people. They're deleting people. They're blocking people. They're freaking the fuck out. And I get it. I mean, we're all fucking in a bad spot right now, right? But that doesn't mean that we have to attack each other. Like, when this thing is done, we shouldn't be going out into the public and being upset with people and be mad at people, especially people that we care about, people that we love, people that we respect, we might have known our whole fucking lives. We're out there arguing with them. We're out there, like, basically splitting up our, dividing ourselves right now rather than coming together, which is what we need to do. And I stepped back and I said, you know what? I got wrapped up in this shit too. I did. I'm just spending a lot of time on there. I'm tired of people arguing. And then I said, well, this person's arguing with this one, but I have some facts about this. I'm going to jump in because I don't want them to argue anymore. And then they wind up arguing with me. And this way, I'm just like, what the fuck are we doing now? And it's to the point now where I just don't think we know what else to do. I don't think we have any clue what else to do except go on Facebook, go on social media, because that's all we have left, right? The TV, I mean, I guess people don't really watch TV anymore, right? I mean, how often do you really watch TV unless you come home at the end of the night or something and throw something on while you're trying to go to sleep? But everybody does everything on their phones. They do everything on their tablets, right? Their laptops, whatever. And a lot of it is online social media, right? We got this TikTok thing popping off. We have, of course, YouTube. We have Facebook, which is censoring things. Like, I couldn't believe how much the censoring is. One of my things that was an actual, not fake news, it was actually a part of a study that I put up there, was labeled as fake news. I had another friend that when you clicked on it, it said partially fake news. It's either fake or it's not. What the fuck is partially? Like, it's unbelievable the amount of censorship that's happening to force people into getting information that these social media things want, like Facebook, which is causing people to fight. So the one thing that brought people together before, which was Facebook, which I love, the fact that my family up in Rhode Island and stuff can still follow me on there and I can follow them and I can see what's going on real time. Like my cousin Keith up in Bristol, he's a police officer in Bristol. They just got the first ever canine in Bristol. And like, I'm watching that take place, and it's actually a really big deal up there because they didn't have canines. It's kind of moving forward and being progressive with the police department up there. And that's stuff that I love seeing, right? Keeping up with my family, seeing the great positive things. But then you see the things that are just the most negative stuff, like somebody took hydroxychloroquine and dropped dead and his wife is in the hospital, and then people are yelling at me like, your wife's aunt couldn't have got better because that stuff kills everybody. And I'm like, but hydroxychloroquine is not the same as chloroquine phosphate, and that was separated on the package not to eat. You can't even say that because then they yell at you and they fight back. You're like, but those are facts. Chloroquine phosphate and hydroxychloroquine are two different things, and it causes an argument now. And I'm like, I can't do it anymore. So I just detached yesterday and unplugged, and I'm like, fuck it, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to post. I don't care. I'll put up my shit that I normally put up, but I'm not going on people's things to argue anymore. So be aware, guys. Things are changing, not for the better. I just hope that we all realize this. And I, myself, am going to take the blame for the first one. I am guilty of this, and today it stops, guys. Have a great day.